Hi, welcome to Knits Up. I am Knitty, your hostess, otherwise known as Knitter CNY. I kind of took the summer off because there was a lot going on in my family life. As a couple of you probably noticed if you looked at the boards, I posted periodically at the beginning of the summer. My father got quite ill and had to go in the hospital for a couple of weeks. He is now living in a local nursing home. The recovery did not go as well as we thought it would. He is about 4 miles from my house, which is good. I can visit him every day after work. The care is excellent, and we have family close by that goes to visit him. Actually, later on this morning, I'll be meeting them there, but I wanted to record something. This is a spot in the house you've never seen before. This is the living room, and I'm sitting on probably the 25-year-old couch. I threw up a couple of shawls in the background just so there would be something there. This shawl, both of them should be in my project page. This is an Aslan Trends yarn that I got at Tuesday Morning years ago, and then it's finished in black Kroy sock yarn. And this is... I know what it is. It has bamboo. It's really pretty. It's Fiber Optic Designs, I think. So check that out. I think that's what it is, but it should be in there. I want to say it's like a beginning shawl, but it's got some bamboo in it, if I remember correctly, or tencel or something like that. What have I been working on? Not a lot. I've been working on some dishcloths, really old pattern. It's probably the first thing that everybody, besides a scarf, learned how to knit. If you wanted, I know somebody that, in my own knitting guild, that when they first taught someone, when she first taught someone how to knit, she would teach them this pattern, because it teaches you a very simple increase and a very simple decrease. You do the yarn over for the increase. You start here with 4 stitches, go down until you hit 40, or in this case, I'm knitting on a US size 3, 4.0 millimeter, and I get up to I think I did mine as 49 because I wanted multiples of 7, and that was about half of the yarn. So it looks like that. It's some old sugar and cream called Faded Denim. My neighbor passed away, the woman who used to babysit me, and she had a whole bunch of cotton, and her daughter said to me, please take the cotton on the agreement that you will knit me some dishcloths, because the ones Mom knitted me are wearing out. So I'm gladly doing that because her colors in her kitchen are blue. So she specifically asked for blue. So I've been knitting those. There's probably about 20 to 30 balls of cotton there that need to be knitted, not all right at once, obviously, because cotton is really hard on my wrists. I work as a secretary, so a lot of times I am working with typing and doing repetitive motion, putting things in a scanner and stuff like that. The other thing I'm working on, I finished one. You may think, wow, that's great. She finished a sock. Well, this is called the Cheater's Way to Socks. These are my winter garden socks, if I can pronounce the German. Winter Magic 8-ply. Wow. Glitter jean? Can't even read the print, it's that small. It is Opal extra large X-ply, 8-ply. This I got from the DizzySheep.com, otherwise known as Village Yarn and Fiber in Rochester. If you've never checked out the Dizzy Sheep, every single day they have a value from the yarn store. It's something they'll put on sale. Sometimes it'll be fiber. Sometimes it will be yarn. Occasionally, like it's sweatshirt. Over Labor Day, they had Labor Day specials. They tend to do specials around, the Friday after Thanksgiving in the United States is typically called Black Friday because it would be the day that the stores make all the money. In the olden days, whatever was a loss was in red pencil, and whatever was a gain or making money was in black pencil. So they call it Black Friday because that was the day that the stores would all make their money. And typically that is a large sale day in the United States. So, anyways, these are kind of fun colors. They're carnival colors. And then for the toe, I wanted to reinforce it. I had some sock yarn that is, I want to say Kramer yarns or collage yarns. I can't remember which it is. That are some odds and ends I got last year at the Finger Lakes Fiber Festival. So I've got one sock done. The other sock is started. And the other sock is about that much. I do this sock I'm doing from the top down. It's ribbed, 2x2 rib. So that's 2 knit, 2 purl. And then down to the foot part's stockinette. And then I do a slip one, knit one across, and then purl, slip one on the first stitch, and then purl all the way back. That gives you kind of a cushy, reinforced heel. So these kind of travel with me. These are on US size 3, which is, I don't know what that is right offhand, but it's a US size 3. Let's see if it's written on here. These are clover needles. Give me clover. Wow. 3.25 millimeter. 3.25 millimeter for anybody in Canada, Europe, wherever. The other thing I worked on this summer, and this is not product placement. I don't drive a Toyota. This was a free like reusable backpack thing. They had Toyota had a state fair set up at the New York State Fair, which is in Syracuse. And I thought, nylon, make a nice knitting bag. It would hold up against stuff. I've been working on a cotton sweater. I don't know how much more I'm going to be working on that because it's starting to turn autumn here and it's going to be cold. And this was only supposed to be a short sleeve thing, so I might put this away until spring-ish. This is 100%. This is wool. Wow. Cottonies by Lion Brand. And it is, I think it's a 50-50 mix. It's been a long time since I looked at this. This is, yeah, it's a 50 cotton, 50 acrylic mix. So you can pop it in the washer and the dryer. And this is the leaf top from, I want to say it's from Bernat. That used to be done in the Bernat bamboo yarn. You can look for that. It's a PDF that you can download for free, even though that Bernat doesn't make that yarn anymore. But this is yarn that, again, I bought it Tuesday morning. They didn't have enough cream to do the entire sweater, so the bottom of it's going to be sort of that color, which is kind of a brownish olive green drab color that Lion Brand calls hazelnut. Speaking of Lion Brand as a segue, if you haven't already checked out, and you're a larger lady, check out the Lion Brand. They just released a second grouping of patterns in the Curvy Girl pattern line. They're free patterns that are available on, wow. They're free patterns that are available at lionbrand.com, but if you get the newsletter, you would have had a specific link to it. One of the girls, of the owners, I want to say that it's a daughter of one of them. I can't remember the name right now. But but the people that own Lion Brand, it's somebody that's in their family or married into their family, is actually one of the models for it. So it's really cool. There's videos on YouTube. There's vests, there's cardigans, there's pullovers. Some of them are spring, some of them are fall, some are knit, some are crocheted. So you can kind of find your best guess. The top I'm wearing is not a Lion Brand pattern. This is from Big Girl Knits. I believe it's called the Bombshell, is this one. This is, no, it's not. I take that back. This is the Stephanie Japel, G-A-P-E-L, Japel sweater that I can't remember. It's not Bombshell. Yeah, it might be Bombshell. Anyways, it's on my project page. This is made out of a Joann's yarn that's called Caribbean, that's no longer manufactured. That was like a cotton acrylic mix as well. It had a little bit of sparkle in it. This top has some ribbing here, some darts here, so like bust darts, but it's really interesting because it's a raglan, but it starts, I want to say it starts not at the back, but it's weirdly constructed. Stephanie Japel does some interesting construction, but it fits really well. It actually does fit really, really well. For a while, you're going to see me working on socks because my concentration is not the best these days. So, and it's going to be a very cold winter here in central New York, and I want to knit socks because I need to make socks. These are my ugly Christmas sweater socks. This yarn is about a year old to me. I bought it last year at an event that was in Homer, New York, which I have to check and see if is going to be there again. Last year it was Columbus Day weekend, and they had the yarn van from Buffalo come, but there was a 2-story pavilion that's in a park in Homer, and they had a lot of really good yarn vendors. And this was from a yarn shop down in Endicott that was going out of business. It's some old Regia, but I call it my ugly Christmas sweater socks because that's really what it looks like. It is like elves gone wild. It's the only way I can describe it. This was done on US 2.25 millimeter, US size 1 needles. I'm starting on the second one. I had 2 50-gram balls. This is what I had left over from the first one. So there's a tiny bit left, but not much. And then I have some reinforcing thread that I think is Opal, maybe? I can't remember who did the reinforcing thread. But the reinforcing thread I bought from Webs, yarn.com if you've never been there. And then I'm knitting it on it'll come to me. They're from, can't remember the name of the company right at the moment, but they're not Addie's. They're the ones with the pandas. That really narrows it down, I know. But, and everybody's screaming at the monitor right now going, yeah, you know, that company with the pandas. Their needles were about $8 a piece. Other thing I'm going to be working on is another pair of socks. These were started, but never really worked on too much. It was one of those I must cast on all the things socks. These are, there's a pattern that's out of I think it's a Melissa Morgan's Oaks book. That's a toe-up sweater. I'm just taking that pattern and breaking it up and making it a on here, but I don't know necessarily that I really want to continue to do that because the knit and purls are really driving me crazy, so I may just take this out and rib back to the cuff and just do a straight stockinette. because this is taking a lot of time to do, and I don't really want to take that much time to do it. I'm using needles with red stuff, I can't tell you. This is by the same people, I think. They're not Skacel. It'll come to me, but these are pretty cheap needles. These are pretty cheap needles as well. These are Chiago needles, and the yarn is Patons Kroy. Wow, I'm trying to read in Spanish upside down. Singing the Blues Stripes. Singing the Blues Stripes. That picture kind of gives you an idea. But if you look on Ravelry, that's one of the nice things about Ravelry, is look on there and you'll see what people are working on.